There's a mission behind SHIELD616, and specifically the reason myself and 31 other people will be riding our bicycles nearly 500 miles across Colorado this week. It's to raise money to donate the very best in ballistics gear to our first responders, in hopes of at best saving a life and preventing a tragedy, and at the least letting those who willingly run toward danger know that there are people willing to do hard things to show them support. Because as we've seen and been reminded recently right here in the Pikes Peak region, being a first responder is a job that can require the ultimate sacrifice.
Response 501 Ponderosa Drive on a shooting.
Last year I interviewed the Boulder police chief after they lost Eric Talley, and she told me it was the worst thing you can deal with as a department leader. I'm sure this is the last thing you want to deal with as sheriff.
When I first took office, it was my number one fear, was being the sheriff when I lost someone in the line of duty.
We have active shots being fired. We do have one officer down.
Sheriff Bill Elder has now dealt with the loss of 3 deputies in the line of duty. Micah Flick in 2018, and Jeff Hopkins in 2020, and now Andrew Peary in August of this year.
You know, I was at the hospital before Micah arrived, standing in the emergency room before Micah arrived, and stood outside of his door the entire time they worked on him. I arrived at Memorial Hospital again with Andrew, and we arrived in the emergency room before anyone else. We were there before they finished working, trying to save his life. And I can just tell you that it takes away a piece of your soul, especially when it's good people like these.
And how good was Deputy Peary?
He had this natural ability to befriend anyone regardless of who they were.
Peary represented the very best of us, right? He wasn't an average soldier in the Army. He wasn't an average deputy, right? He was the best of us. He represented the top 1%.
Everyone loved Andrew because he had this ability to make everyone feel important.
The impact of losing him goes far beyond his family, friends, neighbors, and colleagues at the El Paso County Sheriff's Office.
There's not 2 formations that work more closely in the region than EPSO and Fountain. We share a common dispatching center, so the dispatcher is able to see Fountain units, EPSO units.
So when the call went out on that Sunday of a shooting in the security area, 2 agencies responded.
That night was very, very difficult for everybody that's involved. I got the call about 5:30 from the on-duty lieutenant. So I knew there was a shooting that had been taken place. I knew some Fountain units were involved, EPSO units were involved, and didn't know the status of anybody at that time. But I just knew anytime there's an event of that magnitude, there's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. There's going to be some people that are going to be shooken up.
It's Alex Paz, the woman in the grass, whom Andrew did not know, but not need to.
Eventually we got to the point where we learned Deputy Peary didn't survive. We learned further on that 3 Fountain police officers and a 4th EPSO deputy had tried to rescue him from the house.
As he willingly gave his life because he knew she needed help.
So literally one event that happens on Sunday at 5 p.m. is going to impact hundreds of people. Hundreds of people in this community, hundreds of people of law enforcement, hundreds of people that either knew the victim, knew Deputy Peary, and that loss is palpable and it's real and it's tragic and it's heartbreaking, and there's no easy way through it.
No easy way through it for anyone touched by the loss of life.
I don't know that there's a way to describe it. You know, get up and put your big boy pants on and get back to work. That's what you need to do. It's hard.
I have to think, Sheriff, that maybe some of the most heroic things that Deputy Peary should be remembered for, probably most of us in this community have never heard of, because they happened and he didn't have to pay that ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. You know, one young man who's been committed to service his entire life, service before self. His commitment to our country's military and fighting overseas and engaging in over 600 operations in Iraq, coming back and taking a job that is dangerous, and in many ways more dangerous than serving in the military at some time. He knew that. He was well aware of that. You know, many people that work in this profession are aware of that. But yet he chose to come to work every day and to engage every day.
Engage. It's what every Colorado first responder did who's died in the line of duty since the Border-to-Border ride began in 2016. Their names are on the back of the Team Shield 616 jersey. For the El Paso County Sheriff's Office alone, Micah Flick's name is there, Jeff Hopkins' name is there, and Andrew Peary's name will be added to next year's jersey. But this year, each rider will be carrying his badge number on their helmets as we dedicate this year's ride to Deputy Andrew Peary. It's this bicycle team's way of doing our part to make sure they are all never forgotten.
I think if we forget the sacrifice that every one of the people that are on this wall, it's important that our community understand the impact of losing someone while they protect our community. And that's what they've all done. They've all been engaged in something that benefits our community. And if we don't remind ourselves, I would love to be able to say that this ends it. It doesn't.
It's not just gunfire that calls our first responders into danger.
115, 181 responds on a shooting. Timeout 1708.
In this case, it's a murdered young lady, it's a downed sheriff's deputy, and we're all responding to that the best of our ability, but next week it could be an active shooter at Walmart. It could be a wildfire. It could be a tornado. It could be another snowstorm. And it takes all of your first responders to make sure that you get enough people there and you save as many lives as you can.
Trying to save lives. It's the one key mission of SHIELD 616 and this annual bike ride, even though the very best in protective gear is never any guarantee.
We can get them into gear that is flexible, that is lightweight, but it's not a magic trick, and it doesn't make them a RoboCop, and it doesn't make them impervious to harm. It's the best gear we can issue at the time, and it's gone light years ahead, but it doesn't make anybody safe, right? Because there's no safety in this job. And at the end of the day, my experience in the military of losing 10, 7 from suicide, 3 in enemy combat or combat-related deaths, is that when the enemy gets a vote, and that's when it's your time, it's your time.
And the grateful members of a community also get a vote. One way to cast your vote for our first responders and to honor the memory of Deputy Peary is to support this bicycle ride and SHIELD 616.
It's the camaraderie and the bonding that happens on the ride, all around a specific purpose, and that is the backbone of SHIELD 616. What that does is it shows the commitment of a group of people. Where would we be if it weren't for that thin blue line?
The thin blue line is the line that all peace officers stand on to protect society from evil.
That's the line that every one of these people that are on this wall stand for, is protecting our community from chaos.
Here's what I want everybody to know in the county, all 1 million of us. We appreciate you. All of the heartfelt prayers, support, financial contributions, fundraising, showing up at processions in the dark of the night, in the rain, holding flags, saluting, the funeral procession where thousands of people came up, it makes a difference. It makes a difference to us. It makes a difference to your first responders that are going out in harm's way 24/7 to try and protect this community. And I just want people to know to continue to support your law enforcement. Like what we do locally, IRA for law enforcement gets the biggest vote. So support your law enforcement, support your first responders, donate if you can to 616, nonprofits, everyone that's engaged in helping first responders, right? We need your help.
So please consider helping and continue supporting our first responders any way you can. Say hello, get to know them, share a smile or a wave, because that opportunity is now lost for far too many of our first responders who are now and are always remembered and not forgotten.
Zebra 8, Zebra 5. I have control. Rest easy, brother.
He was a good guy. He was a good guy. When as a leader of an agency, there's multiple layers of leaders below me. But he's one of those guys that just reached past that and would just talk.
Do not open your mouth. Don't give the rest of the guys any ammunition that they can use against you. Don't get singled out.
I enjoyed the interaction.
Andrew, in a way that only he could, broke all those rules before he'd even tested for SWAT.
Suspect has multiple guns in the residence. He used AR-style rifles for the shooting.
He engaged in this call just like you would expect him to engage, to help someone, to try and help Alex Paz. And without thinking about himself, without thinking about the potential, he engaged to try and help her and paid the ultimate sacrifice for it.
He knowingly put himself in harm's way in the hope that others may live.
How do we honor his death? By learning from it as a community, by organizations, by pledging to do better, and continue to support our local law enforcement. Every time on the news to include this situation, you have neighbors come out and say, I can't believe this happened in my neighborhood. And my message is it's going to happen sooner or later. It's going to happen in your neighborhood, right? These are your first responders. This is your community.
Shots came out of the front window at officers.
This is a tangible benefit on top of those things to say, I'm going to make a financial contribution and I'm going to hope and pray it can save one life. Here's the metric. We just have to save one.
So we're going to immediately start putting gas and smoke out to give cover to those that don't have armor.
This piece of gear goes out and saves, the next person. Then we will know that all that financial effort, the ride, everything we've done, it saved a life, right? And another family's not going to have to live in tragedy. And they need your support, and we should support them. And we thank you for that support.
Both Sheriff Elder and Chief Heber also talked to me at length about the proactive approaches they are each taking in terms of additional emotional support so they can make sure the members of their departments have that. For News 5, I'm Ira Cronin.